Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I received more Happy Mail today. More Happy Mail here. Big smile off the post lady. She didn't say more Happy Mail Mrs. Smith, she just said parcel Mrs. Smith. She's a lady that usually delivers. We have one or two posts, a couple of post ladies and a couple of different postmen, but it's usually this lady that when I get a parcel, and I know it's from Emma. It's got Emma's name on the back of the parcel, so I'm going to open it up and see what she's been sending me. From the feel of it, it's wool. I can tell it's soft, it's wool, but there's something hard in there. I think there's probably more sweets in there, but I'll find out when I open it up. It is, I can see the wool. Oh, this is beautiful colour. I think it's showing up the colour that it is on the screen here. It's James C. Brett Baby Marble, double knit, 100% acrylic, 4mm needles. There are 268 metres. Well, that's beautiful, that colour. Those are the kind of colours I like. That I would love something in that myself, actually. See, oh, there's another ball of it as well. So I've got 2 balls of that, so I can get a good size little girl's one out of that. Those 2 down. Oh, there's another one. I missed another one. 3, so I can get a good size little girl's one out of that. That's beautiful. I love that colour. It's a peachy pale orange, peachy and pale orange. I knew there were sweets in here. Fabulous fudge. This is Thornton's fudge. Oh, I haven't. Oh, there is a Thornton shop at Killingworth. I think it's still there up beside where I live. I never thought to look in there. My favourite fudge. Everybody knows my favourite fudge. But I have been rationing myself. The last ones, I only had a couple of pieces out. There's something else in this bag as well. Here's a letter. I'll have a look, see what it's just a little card with a little penguin on the bottom there. Says, hi Sheila, hope you don't mind. I saw this pattern and thought I would make a few. The pattern was by Bella Coco on YouTube. She's in the UK. I couldn't help myself to make you some and pop some wool and fudge in for you. Hope you're enjoying the heat. Take care and be safe. I think it's coasters. That's what Emma did before. Oh, it is. Oh, she's made some lovely sets of posters here. That's a lovely pink green one. And that's like a dusky pink. Turquoise. And I think there's another one in here. Oh yes, it is. It's cream. And a cream set. It's a different pattern to what Emma did before. She used my pattern before. This must be her own pattern. It's a lovely pattern. I'll copy that one just looking at it. I can work out the stitches just looking at it if I want to do those ones. Oh, they are beautiful, Emma. I'd like to thank you very much for those. I'm not sure whether I'm going to put them all on. I might keep a set for myself. I like those ones. They're nice. I like lovely colours. Back in the packet there. So that's some lovely wool I have to work with there. And some lovely coaster. Thank you very much, Emma. There's always someone thinking of me. And I did not quite get this finished yesterday. I think I only got up to the armholes. I've added a little bit more to my video to show how about the shaping and everything. I'm going to finish that off today, and then I'll put the it's almost 11 o'clock now, and I'm going to my granddaughter's this afternoon, so I'm not going to get much done today. I know what it's like at my granddaughter's. I always take my knitting, but I do not get very much done. So I will have a one, and this is the bag I usually take to my granddaughter's. I have another one, a very big one, like that what Sandra sent me, that has all my whips in. That's where I keep that one. It's very handy for that. I even keep in this one. These are all the balls of wool that I have been knitting up lately. I've been keeping all the labels. I'm going to count all the labels. I've got an elastic band around them. I just keep them in the side of the bag at the moment. But I have some knitting on circular needles in here. Get it out. Like I'm saying, that's my bag I usually take to my granddaughter's, because I keep sweets in there for the kids. And there was a pocket on the front in there. I used to hide the sweets in there at one time, but they know about it now. It's a waste of time trying to hide them. But I have some knitting on a circular needle here, and look at the needles went right through the knitting there. That's it. And I did have an email from a lady called Hazel. She was asking me about a V-neck on a little boy's jumper she's doing that. She was having to use circular needles. And the information from what she told me, the V-neck, instead of, usually when I do a V-neck, I have like the V-neck here, and I have the one stitch in the middle, and I decrease on either side of that stitch in the middle when I do a V-neck. But you can do them where you just cross the left over the right, or the right over the left, depending which. And that was the one she was doing, and she could not work it out how to do it on the circular needles. And she was asking me if I had any way I could help her. Well, I don't know exactly how she was doing this with the circular needles, whether she was doing it in a circle. But if you're crossing one side over the other, you can't do it in a circle. It has to be done like this, where you knit one side, you knit one side. Where am I on to here? The needle's up. You knit one side like you're just doing ordinary knitting. I think I'm onto a knit stitch there, where you just knit with your circular needles, but you don't knit in a circle. You knit from one side to the other, and then turn the work and go back again. So I'm not sure exactly how she was doing it, how she was getting wrong. So I told her if she's doing it with circular needles, you're not knitting in a circle. You have to start at the very centre. If it's a crossover V, you start at the very centre and pick the stitches up and work your way right up one side, around the back, and down. If it's a raglan, you'll have the sleeves to pick up as well, and you come back down to the other side and you knit from that side all the way around to this side, but you don't go around in a circle. You turn your work and go back again round that side so you can cross over, because if you're going in a circle you won't be able to cross over those things. But you can do it the other way that I do it, where I decrease on the other side of the stitch in the middle. You can do that one in a circle. So I was trying to explain to her in an email, and I don't know whether she understood what I was saying, but that was the best way I could explain to her, because like I did say, I don't knit very often on circular needles. I've only just started knitting since I got these Zing, which I find a lot easier to work with than the pony ones I had with the bent end. And I found something handy as well for my circular needles. This tin I usually keep my sweets in. I now have my circular needles. The needles fit the right size inside this tin, so my sweets aren't going in this tin anymore. But I do have another tin that someone else sent me with sweets in. I'll go and get it. Another nice handy tin, and this one actually had fudge in. So I'm going to keep my sweets in here instead. And the lid is attached to it, so I won't lose the lid. So those fudge that I got off Emma. But I'm not going to eat any of them today. There, that's my fudge in there. Putting the lid on quick before I'm tempted to eat them. So that's a new tin for my fudge. Well, it's not a new tin, it was something that was bought. I think it was my birthday. I'm not sure what lady bought it. It might have been Carol, I'm not sure. Somebody bought me that tin of fudge for my birthday anyway. But that's what I was showing how to do the, well, explaining. I might do maybe knit up just a little piece, a little miniature piece, and do a proper tutorial on my other channel. My Sheila's Just Knitting, and show how to do it on there. Because I have just got monetized on that channel, and this morning I checked and I have got all of 15 pence on that channel for one day. But that was before I put the there are always a couple of, whatever you earn on the channels, they're always a couple of days behind. It takes a couple of days to catch up before they tell you, and I check every day to see how much I've earned. And I have put the tutorial for the little baby 16-inch rosewood cardigan up there, and I've got quite a lot of views on it, so I'll probably have earned something. It'll be a little bit more when that catches up with the thing. But anyway, another thing, I'm going to give a shout out for a lady. They call her Linda Simpson. Now I met her quite some time ago, actually. On it was on a live by another lady, OM Granny Squares. That was her live. She does lives all the time, I think, now. But it was on one of her lives that I met Linda on there a long time ago. And she does, she was doing crochet most of the time, but she started knitting. And she does do knitting for dolls as well, which has given me a little idea. I had patterns for, I don't know whether it's in this one here. It's a book, actually. It's a book that might be in my other one. pattern, that one. You know, this tablet I have is going light and dark with movement as well, which I do not like. Didn't used to happen, it's just started happening all of a sudden. I don't know whether it's anything to do with updates on the thing. There it is. I knew I had one somewhere. It's a Wendy. I've had this for a lot of years. I used to do things for my my granddaughters when they were little, for their dolls. There are all sorts of little patterns. I remember doing those sets for one of my granddaughters, Jenna, I think it was. Yeah, the little, this is a Wendy pattern, it's double knitting and 4-ply. I did those ones as well. There was more at the seaside. Just lovely, lovely little dolls. I'm not sure what size dolls they were for. Oh, there were different size dolls of 12 to 14, 15 to 18 and 19 to 22 inches. I might think about some of those as well. And that's a lovely one on the back. It's like a bridal type of one, that one. And that's some of the kind of things that Linda does. I saw one or two of her videos where she was showing how to do some little vests and things for dolls and that, and she does socks and things like that. So she does a live every Wednesday. It pips up on my phone every Wednesday, but I am at my granddaughter's on a Wednesday because she does the lives at 5 o'clock. And I've never been able to go on one of those lives on Linda's because of the time. I'm at my granddaughter's till after 6 o'clock, so I can't go on them, not with 3 kids running around. I couldn't like ask anything or anything like that. But you need to have a look at her channel and see what other things she does. Was a lot of crochet, and like I'm seeing the dolls things and socks, and she does so many videos a week as well. And it's worth taking a look to see what else she can get up to on her channel. But I'm glad she came on and with me, because when I had a good look, I don't have really time to look through a lot of people's videos because of doing what I do myself and that. But sometimes I do play things when I'm just sitting knitting. If there's nothing on the television, I'll play one or two of the some of my other subscribers' videos. But I don't like saying I don't have a lot of time because of the time I have to do with my own videos and things like that. But I'm glad about that. I'm going to thinking about the dolls things myself as well. They'll be worth doing one or two, just to see how they sell. I'll put them on my shop when I do them, because I do have lots of little bits and pieces of wool that I can use for sort of things like this. And I'm not sure how old this pattern is, but I've had it a lot of years. But when my children were younger, having boys, I couldn't do anything like that for them. It wasn't until the grandchildren come along and there was granddaughters that I could do things like that for. And one of my sons, well, all of my sons had action men before dolls for little boys. And I remember one of my sons, my middle son, Anthony, he gets called Tony. I think he was about 7 or 8 or something like that, and he had an Action Man. He wanted me to make some clothes. He wanted a hat, and he wanted one of those tops, you know, the combat jumpers, you know, and they had the little bit material. They were knitted with a bit material on the sleeve, you know, and I think they had a little bit material across the front on the jumper, and he wanted that, and he wanted some pants as well. So anyway, I knit the top for him, and then I knit some pants for the and like a khaki green, you know, I knit the pants for him. And then I made a little hat, a little pom-pom hat. Have you ever made a little pom-pom hat for an Action Man? Well, I had a lot of machine knitting wool at the time, and it was only like 2-ply. And I had to have the thinnest needles. I think I had about size 14 and old. I'm not even sure what size 14 is these days. I'll have a look at my little thing in here. It will tell me what size 14 is. My little thing. Oh, 2mm. Yes, I think I've got 2mm. What I've bought in those Sing circulars actually. So it would have been like equivalent to 2mm, using the very thin wool. And if you ever try to knit a little pom-pom hat for an Action Man, and trying to put a little pom-pom on top, you know, I just had loads of little thin bits of wool. I just stripped them together like that, tied them in the middle till they were thick, and then I just kept cutting and cutting till I had a tiny little pom-pom about the size of my thumbnail. Put it on the hat and gave him all the clothes to put on his hat. He was not impressed. His words: Action men don't have pom-poms on their hats. And they don't wear knitted pants either. Well, I'm very sorry, Tony, but you just asked me to make... But I didn't want the pants knitted. I wanted them made with material. Oh, very sorry, but that's what I made. You're going to have to do with them. Get them on that Action Man. You know, no idea how much time it took me to make them. But I don't want knitted pants. I want jeans. He says, I've got a pair of jeans that colour. You could cut one of the legs off. You are not cutting pants up. Belong to you to make Action pants. So anyway, I think I went to the shop in North Shields where I used to go to. I used to buy bits of material for making cushion covers and things like that. And they did have some khaki in a... It was like it was stiff actually, because it was quite thick. But they were just like little remnants and that, and I bought some remnants and I actually made them in the pants out of it for him to keep him happy. And I cut the pom-pom off the hat, so he was happy after that. Did not want a pom-pom on an Action Man's hat. But that's kids for you, you know. I wasn't too happy about knitting anything for their Action Men after that, because I never knew what sort of response I was going to get afterwards. But I did knit 1 or 2 jumpers. I never knit any more pants for them. They didn't like knitted pants for the Action Man. But anyway, I've got things to do. I'm going down my granddaughter's this afternoon. I'm not going to get much more done. I got a little bit done to the to the black one yesterday, but you know, sometimes I had a visitor, one of my neighbours, and when she comes I kind of get rid of her. You know, sometimes you don't want visitors, you know, when you want things to do, but you don't like to tell them to get lost. Anyway, that's my bit for today. I'll be off down my granddaughter's lately, so thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch up with you another time, so bye for now.